What is up, guys? Last month I got to go to Maui with Team Adidas to talk about their newest shoe, the Tour 360 24. I also got a chance to interview Colin, Morikawa and Ludvig, Åberg to get their first impressions and their thoughts on the newest shoe. Hope you guys enjoy the interview. Colin, you've been wearing the ZG23. Now we're in the Tour 360. What are some of the differences you've noticed, and what do you like about the switch so far?
I mean, first off, obviously it's a very different looking shoe, but it's a very classic shoe. Bringing back this old reimagined Tour 360 and putting new advancements into it, it's the best thing you could ask for, right? Something that looks old, but looks classic, but also performs the best you could ever ask for. So what I found out early on and after testing it for a couple months so far is just the comfort, but also the stability. You know, you always want stability when you're playing golf. You want something that you can feel the ground with, and this kind of sits a little bit lower to the ground, and it's been a great walk-in.
When I think of a golf shoe, I think of it as an extension of your golf bag. Just like you want good clubs that fit you, you want some shoes that fit you. So I like to think they're like some non-negotiables when I'm looking for a golf shoe. These are the things a good golf shoe has to have. So what are those things for you, and how does the Tour 360 fill that?
Spikes for one. I've been known to slip, especially throughout my career. I've been known to slip a lot with my right foot. So having this toe spike right here and actually both feet is more meaningful to me than a lot of people would actually ever know, just because of how much pressure that goes into the swing when you're coming down your downswing. The right foot wants to slide back, and having that toe spike is like the savior for the day. Another non-negotiable for me is really just stability, and I've learned so much about shoes, like talking with the Adidas team and going through this, is actually stability around the ankles. We turn so much and we rotate, and my feet don't really move. A lot of guys, obviously their feet moves throughout their swing. I like to keep mine stable as can be. So if the shoe isn't holding up my ankles and holding up that support around it, then you don't really feel comfortable, and you actually feel like you're gonna slide laterally, and that's the last thing I want to have happen. So those are probably my top two negotiables. Other than that, I mean, I'm gonna add one more actually, is probably look.
Yeah.
You know, if it doesn't look good, then I'm not gonna wanna wear it, and I'm not gonna feel confident in it. But this shoe is actually one of my favorite looking shoes, even before they brought it back. So I remember when I was wearing this as a teen and they had these Tour 360s out. So to know that, you know, they've added boost and that, you know, it made it a lot lighter than what I remember as a kid. I'm very, very happy as a player.
Talk about the looks a little bit more. One thing I like, I'm just a big shoe guy in general, especially in basketball. Professional basketball players always get to like create their own color of a shoe. Say you're given a chance to create a Colin Morikawa color, Tour 360. What kind of colors, patterns would you use?
Look, I've been very lucky. Adidas and I have actually come out. We've come out with one shoe, the Open in 22, after I'd won it, and I came out with this kind of olive green camo looking shoe. I don't know what color I'd come out with now. I've thrown my colors all around. I'm very excited for you guys all to see the colors that are going to come out, because I've definitely given my feedback on what I like. I like a lot white. I like a majority of the shoe to look white with kind of a pop of color. I think you guys are going to see that later on throughout the year as the releases come out. I'm excited. Hopefully I get my hands on those earlier than everyone else, because I do want to match them up with a lot of outfits. But if I were to pick a color right now on the top of my head, I'd pick some version of a blue. That's kind of been my color so far over the past, let's call it a year that I've enjoyed. So somehow I'd tie that into the shoe.
Love that. Speaking of feedback that you've offered, obviously offering color feedback's nice, but performance feedback's what Adidas has been looking for, right? As they're building the shoe from the ground up. What kind of feedback were you able to offer in early prototype testing, and how did that make it into the final product?
Yeah, what's tough is that I was enjoying the ZG so much that it's hard to say, I want to change, right? But when it comes down to it, it's about stability. And I've always talked about the ankles. I think that's the issue where I had the problems with the ZG, was roughly right around the ankles. I couldn't get the support I needed. The ZG was a lot narrower of a shoe. This one's a little bit wider, so it allows your foot to really sit into the shoe nicely, right? We always talk about, when you're walking barefoot, that's the most comfortable you could feel sometimes. Well, that's how you want to feel when you're playing golf and when you're putting on a golf shoe, is almost feeling like you're barefoot, but you have that stability there. So this shoe allows your foot to sit into the shoe really nicely, at least for my foot, and I hope for everyone else's. But then you have that traction, you have those spikes in there, but you also don't have that weight. You know, normally when you have that stability, it comes with weight. I'm not feeling that with this shoe, and that's what's great is that it's a lot lighter than previous models that we've seen of this Tour 360, and that's what I'm excited about is that they've put everything into the shoe, right? They've put the stability, they've put the comfort, they've put the lightweight to where, you know, I played last week at the Century Championship, and we're walking on the hilliest golf course, and my feet don't hurt at all. Right? And that's the biggest thing you could ask for is walking off the golf course feeling you're refreshed, feeling like you're ready for, you know, whether it's 3 more days, 2 more days, or come to it the final round.
Last question, this is just a fun one. But the Adidas team, not even just golf, just professional sports and Adidas in general is awesome. The stable's huge. Pick one athlete you could play around a golf with from Adidas, who would it be?
I don't even know if I want to play golf. I'd probably want to shoot hoops with like Dame and James Harden.
Okay.
I don't even need to play golf. I don't want to see what their golf game's like. I want to get off the golf course. I don't want to be in the, you know, I'd shoot hoops with the both of them. I'd love to. I'd challenge them to a 3-point contest. I'd probably lose in a heartbeat, but you never know. You can get hot one day.
Love it. No, thank you. Thank you so much for your time, Colin. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Perfect. So, just recently out of college, Texas Tech, you're wearing Under Armour. Now you're with Team Adidas, pretty recent. What have you enjoyed so far about being with the Adidas golf team?
Yeah, definitely. Like you said, made the switch whenever I turned professional, and it's. I've looked back at these last 6 months, and it's been amazing. I felt so welcomed by everyone and the Adidas staff, and obviously I've known about the brand for a very, very long time, and I feel so privileged to be able to wear it as well. You know, I feel like what stood out to me over these last 6 months is that the athlete is always going to be the most important thing, and you know, to perform on the golf course is what we need to do, and whatever makes you feel comfortable doing so, that's what they're going to help me with.
So how do you feel the brand's been able to listen to you and implement feedback, especially now as we're coming out with the Tour 360?
Yeah.
What kind of things have you been able to say to them, talk to them about, and how has that made it into the final product?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like in golf, it's all about, you know, your personal preferences and what you like and what you don't like. And if you don't feel good, you're probably not going to play well. So that's what, you know, the whole team has been so good with me about. And, you know, we've been able to sit down and talk about exactly what I like and what I don't like. And you know, that feedback and those relationships is what makes this brand so special.
So tell me what you do like. What are you looking for in your perfect golf shoe, and how does the Tour 360 fit the bill there?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, first off, we walk a lot, so it needs to be comfortable, and it needs to, you know, you need to be able to walk a lot and be okay with that. But I also like, you know, whenever it's stable, I like looking down at my white shoe. I'm not a big black shoe guy, so in terms of the color, I like the white one. But then also, you know, it's all about what you like and what you don't like. I enjoy it being a little bit more stable, almost like I feel a little bit of a sneaker feeling to it. And that's what I feel like the 360 did to me.
Love it. So the tagline that's been popping up this week for us as the press is this idea of being wrapped in confidence. You know, that's the slogan, that's the marketing we're going with for the Tour 360. So how do you feel the Tour 360 makes you more confident on the golf course? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I feel like the 360 is such a classical look, and it's a flagship shoe from Adidas Golf, and it's been around for so long and it's so iconic that it definitely, you know, provides that confidence that you're looking for on the golf course. And it goes a little bit hand in hand with what I said before. If you don't feel well, or if you don't feel like you look well, you're not going to play well. So that's what I like about the 360. It definitely does that for you.
Gotcha. Okay, last question. I mean, maybe a role play. I walk into a PGA Tour Superstore, you know, I walk into it looking for a new golf shoe. You're a salesman. How are you going to sell to me the Adidas Tour 360? Why do I need to own this shoe?
Well, a little bit what I said before. It is the flagship shoe of Adidas Golf, and it's been around for so long, and it's so iconic that, you know, I do feel like there's a lot of golfers around the world that's going to enjoy wearing them. I also really enjoy the stability that it provides you whenever you're on the golf course. It needs to be, you know, it needs to be comfortable, it needs to be enjoyable, and you need to be able to walk a lot when you're playing golf.
Perfect. Thank you. That's all the questions I have.
Perfect. Thank you.